It's Tuesday, July 2nd, 2025. We're in the home gym. We're bench pressing today. We're going to be talking about sensible workout structure. We're going to be talking about how the fitness circle on social media is clogged with nonsense, clogged with over-scientific thinkers. Get in the gym and get to lifting, okay? I'm going to be talking about my workout structures and the way I structure things. I like things to be fun. I like things to be progressive. And I don't like to overcomplicate things. I like to lift. I don't need things to entertain me in here. It's all just iron and blood, sweat. So with bench press specifically, typically what I'll do is some form of chest isolation. Then I will do my warm-ups on bench, and I will do some type of row variation. My favorite is this chest supported row, and I'll talk about that here in a minute. Warm-ups. I do a lot of warm-ups. I have a lot of meat to warm up. I'm 245 pounds right now. I normally do the bear bar for 50, and then I throw a 25 on there for 25. Then I throw a 45 on there, and I do that for 15 reps. And then from there, then I kind of move into the workout at that point. But I like to hit a bunch of reps, a bunch of sets. We're not trying to preserve ourselves in here. We're trying to get work done, get blood flowing, and I see people a lot. I see beginners do a lot where they will come in here and I'm talking about beginners. They'll come in here and they either will not warm up at all, or they will hit one warm-up set and then just jump straight into their workout. And, you know, there's the whole thing about the lion doesn't warm up before chasing a gazelle or whatever, but lions don't have sense. They don't think. They don't know anything about anything besides pure instincts and intuition. I guess they learn over time, but I don't know if they would learn I don't know if they would learn how to train to chase a gazelle better. But we can train to do a lot of things because we can think. So especially on upper body days, I like to hit some type of antagonizing muscle group. And so on bench, it'll be some type of row. This seated row is my favorite because it's super easy to set up, but you could do barbell rows, but it's going to load up your back. You could do bent over dumbbell rows where you're supporting yourself and pulling. But I like to use this seated row. But if you don't have this available, you could do cable rows. Pretty much any row variation is going to work for this. And the reason I like to do rows is to get the back charged up. Because when you're benching, if you have a big, strong back, it'll give you a good base and it'll keep your shoulders in place while you're bench pressing, and it'll prevent injury. Another thing I like to hit on my bench days is this, I call it a pec deck. I'm sure it has a technical name, but I like hitting these. People like to say that bench press doesn't hit the chest very well. And so if you use a machine like this, it does hit the chest extremely well. And so I'll normally start the workout with some high volume on a machine like this. And I'll hit, on all these accessories, I'll hit 5 or 6 sets on them just to make sure I'm getting enough work in on these muscle groups. And I train for strength, I train for hypertrophy, obviously a little bit. But the real thing I try to be training for is performance. And so even if I'm tiring myself out on this, I'm still having to come back and hit those bench presses fatigued. And so over the course of an hour in the gym, if you're supersetting all this stuff, which if you work in a commercial gym, I know you're not gonna be able to do that. But if you're supersetting all this stuff, you're building up a massive amount of fatigue. And so then if you can bench multiple plates per reps while fatigued, that shows a pretty high level of performance and endurance as opposed to just strength alone. So I'm about to do my last main set, and then I'll be doing what's called board presses, which is a way to overload, but I'll talk about that more here in a minute. Today I'm just working up to 225 for 5. It's a pretty easy day. But I will talk more about what my actual sets were on this workout at the end of the video. I'll write it down so there's like a visual and you can see what the numbers were today. But today all I'm hitting is 225 for 5. This is a pretty easy day relative to a lot of my workouts, so we'll make it move. Bench blocks. Let's talk about bench blocks. This is an easy way to overload the bench press. It's like the easiest tool ever. I really love this thing. I've been using this same one for years. Benchblocks.com. They're probably still in business. Basically, these grooves in this block will fit on this bar. And so you have your 2 board setting, your 3 board, your 4 board, and your 5 board. And what I'm gonna do is work my way through all 5 of these settings. I'm gonna film this first one, and then I'll film the last one. And I will be slowly going up in weight as I do this. And I'm just doing sets of 5. This workout is structured to where there's always overload on the weight, and there's a progressive loading of the volume. So these overload sets will always be the same. It's hard to explain, but this is how you overload the bench press. I'll save all the dirty details for probably another video. But as you can see, all the bench block is doing is it's shortening that bench press range of motion, allowing you to do more weight. And it's good because then your body gets used to the heavy weight without getting crushed by it. And so it allows you to practice moving weight without going through the full range of motion. And so then later on, when you're trying to max with a higher weight, your body has already felt that weight. So that's the first time I've touched 405 in like probably 4 years, maybe more like 3 years. I've done more than this in a meet, so like without a bench block, but I was also 30 pounds heavier and just a different time in my life. But I'm happy to be here. It's been a long road to get here. And the goal is to just keep pushing this and eventually get to where benching 405 is not that big of a deal. I'd like for it to be something that I could do with minimal prep. But whatever. I'm getting old, so that might not happen. We'll see. I believe I'm gonna wrap the video up here. I didn't realize how long it was gonna get. But I already walked you through my warm-ups. And so basically my working sets today was 225 for 5, 275 on a 2 board for 5, 315 on a 3 board for 5, 365 on a 4 board for 5, and 405 on a 5 board for 5. So all the sets were for 5, progressively getting heavier and progressively a shorter range of motion. this is one of the main bench workouts I do. I do another one that's the program itself is a lot more technical and a lot more advanced that I'll probably talk about in the future, but it's one of those things that it's so tailored to me that there's not that much point in talking about it. I've been using it for a long time and just slowly changing things to fit it to how I like to lift and what I have time to do and what my capabilities are at the time. Last thing I'll say, if you're looking for videos to specifically talk about form, I am not your guy. Alan Thrall is a good one to watch for that. Don't go watching Trend Twins and I don't even know what's popular now. Bradley Martin, is he still popular? I hate all that stuff, dude. It's goofy. I'm trying to make like sensible content to hopefully reach 1 or 2 people instead of all the goofy stuff that is big now. The gym has turned into a meme and all this dumb stuff, but you know, 20 years ago, it was mostly just like serious people lifting or people just trying to get in shape or whatever. And now, like, I hate to sound like an old man, but like internet culture has just made everything so stupid. And so this is my attempt to undo that, go against the tide of that. I don't know. I think Sam Sulek set the kind of set the blueprint for that. Thanks for watching. Please like this video if you want to see more of how I structure workouts and you know, see the progress of things. Subscribe and I'll continue to make these videos. Thank you.